watching it halfway through and I stopped because I was like, yo, this would be a good video to um react to. But before we get into that video, please make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out very much. We are trying to get 100 subscribers by the end of this year. So I'm going to be posting every single day as much as possible. Follow me on TikTok because I upload TikTok very often on there. So with that being said, yeah, let's get into this. So this video, I'm going to actually show you guys. This video is from a YouTube channel called The Nexus. Shout out to The Nexus. They made this really, really good video. I did have some thoughts on it. So far, it's actually not bad. Like, honestly, you know, I don't agree with prep time. I don't at all. I don't agree with prep time at all for Batman. Because most of these times when people are talking about fights like this, you know, we're talking about like, yo, this is on site. It's on site. It's right there and there. But if you give Batman prep time, I feel like you should give other characters prep time too as well. Because I feel like everybody gives Batman this prep time advantage over a lot of heroes. That it just seems unfair because then Batman has the advantage, but they're like, oh, he doesn't have any powers. But I'm like, if you're going to give prep time to one character, you should give it to the other. Which a good character that would go really good against Batman as far as prep time, him and Armin. And someone said Armin is washing, but I'll say my thoughts for that. I mean, that'll be another video for another time, right? Let's get into it.
Shit! It's freaking Batman! I gotta take a picture with you. You know, I usually don't like dark alleys, but you seem to dig that stuff, don't you? Big Bat.
You picked the wrong place to show
Somebody
up.
said, why is Spiderman British?
Oh, great. Because fighting a bat in the rain seemed like a brilliant idea for a change.
You know I never miss.
Well, then it's gonna be fun watching you try.
Oh, man. I like this little animation, though, they put together. It's fire. The animation is fire.
Preparing a plan against Superman was a test of strength. Against Flash, it was a race against time.
Okay, let's be clear about these two things. Okay, Superman, it's a test of strength. You're not stronger than Superman. That is a fact. Secondly, a test of speed. You're nowhere near Barry Allen. Okay? Okay? So, my thing is, I mean, I get it for video purposes. You know, they're putting this together. Which, this animation is fire. Shout out to them. Animation is fire. But, yeah. I just hate that. I just hate that for Superman and Flash because you're pinning a character that's nowhere near their power level and he's being better than them at their set power skill. That's kind of like my biggest issue, but whatever.
But Spider-Man, he's different.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
not the
Spidey the
strongest
OG,
nor
nigga.
the fastest, but he's unpredictable. This unpredictability makes him dangerous. How do you stop someone who senses your moves before they're even made? That's the kind of question that keeps me up at night, and it's also the kind of question that prepares me for any eventuality. Peter Parker isn't just a man in a costume, he's a survivor. He doesn't just fight, he adapts. And to defeat him, I'd need to be more than a strategist. I'd need to be flawless, calculate every detail. Because against Parker, the smallest mistake can be fatal. And in my world, mistakes are not an option. Spider-Man, a hero who combines strength, agility, and science in a unique way. He has superhuman strength, capable of lifting 10 tons, reflexes as fast as any speedster I've faced, and agility that defies gravity. But what makes him truly...
Wait, did he say faster?
Speedster I've faced, of lifting 10 tons, reflexes as fast as any speedster I've faced.
I thought he said fast.
That
I'm like,
defies
really?
gravity. But what makes him truly dangerous is his spider sense. This almost prophetic gift alerts Peter to any imminent danger.
Oh, he even name dropped the real identity. I mean, it's Batman, so kind of expect it.
Fast, silent, or stealthy my attack is, he always senses my presence before I even get close. This sense makes him practically untouchable. Add to that
I won't
his
say.
brilliant-
I wouldn't say his spider sense makes him untouchable, because there are times where his spider sense has gone off and it's last minute sometimes. So I feel like we haven't really seen, like, yes, he senses danger before it happens, but there are times where sometimes it's too late before the spider sense kicks in. Honestly, I feel like, for me personally, and let me know what y'all think in the comments, I feel like his spider sense is somewhat inconsistent, a little bit, to a certain degree. Like, it's inconsistent with, you know, when he perceives danger. Like, the only one that actually overcome his spider sense was Venom, but that comes with his attachment to the symbiote at one point in time. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the spider sense is a little inconsistent, and he's gonna say something else that I'm gonna touch on in a minute, but let's go.
Brilliant mind. Parker is a scientist, an inventor. He can create weaponry with limited resources that rivals many military laboratories. This makes him both a mental and physical opponent. Then,
Yeah, you know what? You know what? And I've seen debates about Spider-Man and Batman going against each other, and I think people forget about that. I think, like, when it comes to IQ, I'm not gonna cap. I think his IQ is way better than Batman's, in a sense. And with his innovation and on the fly and be able to adapt to a situation on the fly, definitely does make him a challenge for Batman. But I think people really forget how smart Peter Parker really is, and, you know, everything that he's done. Like, dude is, like, stupid smart. Like, obviously not the smartest in the universe, but in my opinion, top 10 as far as heroes. Now, there's smart villains, but as far as heroes in Marvel, top 10. He probably on the lower end, but you know what I'm saying.
and there are his webs. They're the most versatile weapon I've ever seen. A means of transportation, a method of capture, and above all, a battlefield control.
I like this animation a little
Neutralizing
bit.
them would be my first step. But what really complicates the plan is Peter Parker's heart. He cares deeply about innocence. It's his greatest strength as a hero, but also his greatest weakness. He puts himself in danger to save others, even if it leaves him vulnerable. The first obstacle I need to overcome is the spider sense. I can't
Alright, here we
attack
go.
him directly. That would be suicide. But there's a weakness in this sense. It can be overloaded. Bombarding him with simultaneous visual, sonic, and tactile stimuli can confuse his brain and create an opening. For this, I would use a swarm of drones equipped with distraction devices.
Okay, so I'm not hating on his way, the contingency plan. I'm not. That is a solid plan, in my opinion. But understand that Superman, that Spider-Man would realize this. Remember, Spider-Man is a on the fly deal. He's going to adapt to this, and he's gonna figure this out right off rip. Like, Spider-Man's gonna figure this out right off rip. That's only gonna work so many times, you know. And with his agility, he's, even without the webs, boy is moving. Also, you gotta forget, he can stick to things. I don't know if he touches on this in the video, because I only watched halfway up until this, kind of almost up until this point. So, like, I don't know. I think that Spider-Man this is one thing that I think Spider-Man would adapt to. I think this is one thing he would adapt to. But let's go.
Not just noise, it's chaos. Moreover, the spider sense doesn't work as well against attacks he doesn't recognize as dangerous. He relies on experience to interpret the signals. Therefore, using weapons and gadgets he's never seen before is an effective way to bypass his perception. Next comes neutralizing his webs. I can't let him use his most effective weapon. For this, I've developed a corrosive gel that dissolves the chemical.
Okay. Listen. And I get that in fights you want to kind of take away your opponents, but I just feel like when it comes to Batman fighting any type of character, the people who put Batman against certain characters, and I'm not talking about this video in particular, because I actually like this full detailed explanation, Because other people just be like, oh, just prep time, prep time, prep time. They don't explain it. They don't give no like actual like, oh, okay, this makes sense type of thing. But anyway, you can do that with the webs, but the only thing is that, because I watched up until this part, he says that he would try and neutralize the webs, but the problem is the webs are in cartridges. So if the cartridges and the webs become, unless he does something to the whole web shooter itself, I feel like because they're on his wrist, it's gonna be harder. It says that it can dissolve the chemical, but I'm like, you gotta do something with the webs on his wrist. Like, he's shooting them from his wrist. That's gonna be harder. I mean, it's Batman, so I'm pretty sure he can aim at his wrist, but you would have to do that. And you would have to actually destroy the shooter itself because the webs are in cartridges. At least Mechanical Spider-Man, it's in cartridges. And like I said, he can change them. He'll be able to change them on the fly, and he'll adapt to it. But obviously, Batman with this gel that can dissolve the chemical, Batman wouldn't ever get tangled up if Spider-Man like webbed him down. So it's a good plan for not getting webbed down and you being able to use it. But I don't know. This is the one thing I think is like a little iffy, because it's like it could go either way. And Spider-Man, honestly, I feel like with his even he says it in here, he's unpredictable and he can adapt. So I ain't gonna lie, Spider-Man don't really always need his webs either. That boy can throw some hands. I mean, Batman is a A-lister freaking hand thrower, but I don't know, man.
Compound of his webs on contact. This gel would be stored in capsules launched by batarangs. With this, his webs would quickly become useless. But Parker is also an inventor.
Yeah.
If he has time, he can create an improvised solution to restore his webs.
He already has one.
Requires speed and precision.
He carries cartridges.
Every second counts. Hand-to-hand combat is inevitable, and at this point I need to prepare for his strength and agility. My suit needs to be more than resistant. It needs to be adaptable. Titanium plates coated with kinetic absorption fibers and automatic countermeasure systems, such as electrical discharges and mechanisms to prevent immobilization, would be integrated into the suit. Additionally, a holographic projection system to create false images of my own movement would be an effective distraction in close combat. Spider-Man's suit isn't just colored spandex, it's a miniature engineering masterpiece. The web shooters are precise devices calibrated to respond to Parker's specific neural commands. His mechanical eyes automatically adjust to assist his spider sense, filtering information and helping with concentration. The real challenge isn't just his physical strength or his powers, but his mental resilience. Parker has already faced devastating losses: his parents, his Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy. Each tragedy has made him stronger, more determined. He fights not just with his muscles, but with his pain, his guilt, his responsibility. His ability to improvise is legendary. I've seen him transform a piece of scrap into an EMP device in a matter of minutes. He thinks on the move.
They make it seem like Batman's from the Marvel universe.
My plan needs to be equally adaptable. I've developed a predictive algorithm that analyzes his movement patterns in real time.
Oh my gosh, not even Iron Man now. I'm not even gonna cap. Batman never shows any type of gadgets like this. Like, even with his helmet don't got it ain't no Stark helmet. Honestly, the only person I see having something like this and using it like that as far as predicting his movements, I don't think Batman needs it. That's my only thing, considering that he can actually fight and he knows like all these freaking fighting movements. Like, why does Batman need to be able to have something to predict his fighting patterns? I don't think he needs it. As far as the hand-to-hand combat, I get being able to adapt and whatever the case may be, but I don't think Batman needs that. I don't think he needs it. Now he almost sounded like he Tony Stark a little bit.
Each web shot feeds data into the system. The algorithm learns, adapts, predicts, but even so, Parker frequently surprises the most sophisticated predictions.
I mean, yeah.
The most unpredictable factor is his personality. His constant jokes aren't just a defense mechanism, they're a tactic. He uses humor to destabilize his opponents, to mask his next move. It's a form of psychological warfare that few understand.
I'm not gonna lie. I never thought about it that way. You know, we always talk about Spider-Man with his quips and things like that and how he talks or whatever. But explaining it like that, it now makes sense. Like, it's actually, like, more than just him making fun of the opponents to get them pissed off. Even when he's, like, captured and things like that. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's actually, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Combat, Parker rarely uses his full strength. He holds back, always concerned about not causing permanent damage. This might seem like a weakness, but it's also a demonstration of exceptional control. He can adjust the force of his strikes with millimetric precision. His scientific knowledge cannot be underestimated.
Oh yeah.
He understands physics and chemistry at a level that rivals the best scientists. This means he can quickly identify and exploit flaws in technological equipment. Any device I use against him needs to be reverse engineering proof. The final plan needs to consider multiple contingency scenarios. If he destroys the drones, I have backup nanobots. If he overcomes the corrosive gel, I have an electromagnetic pulse ready to disable his web shooters.
That is what you should be using to begin with. Honestly, you don't even need the gel. I always felt like the gel was a little excessive. That's what I said. You got to destroy the shooters itself. To pin him a little bit. To disable something of his that is important as far as his ability to do combat. That is one of the things. Yes, he swings around, but he also uses them to fight with. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad he said it, because I think that should be the first response. Disable the web shooters. You have more of a chance. You ain't got to be worried about getting webbed up, caught off guard with a web, being hung upside down, webbed down, whatever. I think that's, and then the gel is a last resort. That's what I think it should have been. But I'm glad he recognized that. So that's cool. I ain't gonna lie, I really like the video. I like the plan. I just don't think Batman would come out on top of it. And I'm not saying like Batman's gonna flat out lose. No, it's definitely gonna be like a tough, good fight. But I think Peter Parker's so unpredictable that Batman would lose to that. He will lose to his unpredictability.
If he adapts his strategy, my suit has alternative combat protocols. But perhaps the most dangerous aspect of Peter Parker is his ability to inspire others. He's not just a vigilante, he's a symbol of hope.
Why you gotta be a vigilante? Why is Batman calling him a vigilante?
To keep fighting. This resilience is contagious and often means he's not alone. That's why isolation is crucial, not just physical, but emotional, creating situations that force him to act alone, away from potential allies. But even this is a calculated risk. Parker is often more dangerous when cornered.
Yeah.
This plan isn't just about brute force or advanced technology. It's about understanding the essence of what makes Spider-Man who he is. It's about respecting an opponent who, in many ways, represents the best of humanity, resilient, resourceful, compassionate, and tireless. In the end,
he gave him his props.
The question isn't whether I can defeat Spider-Man, it's whether I should. Because in a world of superheroes and villains, sometimes the line between preparation and paranoia becomes thin, but it's better to have a plan and never need it than to need a plan and not have one.
Ooh! Ooh, that shit was fire. That little ending, like that little monologue at the end was fire. Yo, shout out to the Nexus. That animation with Batman was definitely heat. Oh, man. That was a good video. I actually, I'm not even gonna lie, I like the plan. I really love it. I love the plan. Obviously, you know, every plan is not always perfect, but I think it's a good plan. It would really be interesting to put those things in effect and to see how Spider-Man would respond. That would definitely be cool. But if you guys like the video, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that notification bell for the next video. And I will see you guys in the next one.